Hey everyone, it's Megan. I'm back with another boot camp class for you guys today. We are going to do 7 exercises in our circuit today. It's going to be, 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And as usual, I will go ahead and go through all the movements with you, make sure you know what you need, and then we'll get into it, and then we'll cool down. So the first exercise we're doing is going to be squat to alternating press. So this is a little bit different than we normally do. I'm going to have you have one dumbbell, and it's going to be right here. You're going to rest it on your shoulder just like that, and then your other arm is going to be out to your side. We're going to go into a nice low squat, and then we're going to press, and then we're going to switch our dumbbell, and then we're going to alternate just like that. And then next up is going to be our weighted walking march. So for this, you're going to need a kettlebell, a dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, whatever you have. And we're going to do a high knee march, and we're actually going to walk it around. So just like that. This is going to work our core, so we want to make sure that our core is engaged. If you don't have a lot of room to work with, you can always just do marches in place, just like that. Next up is going to be step-ups. So you need some sort of like step-up. If you have some stairs, that might work for you. Maybe a retaining wall, or if you have something like this, that would be awesome. Preferably you have more risers than I do. I only have 1 set of risers, so 1 on each side. So if you have more, it'd be preferable, but whatever you have to work with is totally fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to step up kind of diagonal, and then we're going to kick, and then we're going to come back down and then do it to the other side. And we can get our arms pumping with it too, just like that. And then next up is going to be row, dumbbell row to tricep kickback. So for this one, you'll have your dumbbells, you're going to do a row, and then from here you're going to do a tricep kickback. So make sure you have a lighter. If you're swinging the weights, you're going to need a lighter weight, because we don't want you to be, we don't want swinging of the weights. Nice controlled movement, just like that. And then next up is going to be kettlebell swings. I'm going to do this with my dumbbell today. Just goes to show that you don't need a lot of equipment, a lot of variation to be able to get your workout done. Kettlebell swings are just going to be right here. We're lifting with our glutes and hamstrings on this. And then next up is going to be mountain climbers on our step. If you don't have anything like this, going back to the first thing we did, our step-ups, you can use an actual step in your home or retaining wall outside maybe, or you can also just do these right on the ground, just like a normal mountain climber. But for these, we're going to do them on the step. So you'll have your hands on it, and then we're just going to be right here. And then, so if you don't have one, just do that same thing on the ground. And also, for a second, going back to our step-ups, if you don't have anything that will work for this, that's totally fine. We can just do that same combination on the ground. So diagonal step, kick, back to center, diagonal step, kick, just like that, and then get your hands working with it. Move those arms, just like that. So once again, you don't need a lot of equipment. If you have it, that's great, but I know a lot of us are still at home maybe, trying to get our workouts in, so totally fine. Adjust it to how you need. And then next up is skaters. So for this, Give yourself a good amount of room going this way. So I'm actually going to show you going this way, but when we actually do it, I'm going to be more diagonal to give myself more room. But we're just going to come here, touch the ground, and then hop over and do the same thing on the other leg, just like that. So we're staying low, just like that. That is our 7 movements that we'll be working with. So I just have 3 sets of dumbbells that I'm working with today and a step. So those are the things you're going to need. And then let's go ahead and warm up. Let's go ahead and swing our arms out. Let's go ahead and roll our shoulders back. Open up our chest, our back, our shoulders. And let's go ahead and we'll do our alternating hamstring stretch. So we'll be right here. Hold it for a second and then switch. With our warm-up exercises, we never want to hold anything for too long because we don't want our muscles to go to sleep. We want to wake them up rather. So good. Let's go ahead and do that same alternating leg, but we're going to do our knee hugs. It's hard to balance. I know for me it is. Stare at something on the wall so that you can keep your balance. Good, let's go ahead and swing out our legs horizontally. So go ahead and find something to hold on to, and then we'll do 10 each side. Good, go ahead and switch. Good. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of ankle mobility. So come to one tippy toe, or ball of your foot rather, and then switch. Let's go ahead and do an inchworm. So walk your hands down on the ground. Until you're in a high plank, and then walk them back up. Again. One more time. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and do a few jumping jacks as well, just to get our heart rate up. Nice and light. Keep going with the jumping jacks. All right. Good. Let's go ahead and get into it, get your timer set up. I know I say this a lot, but just in case you've never watched my videos before, I'm using Tabata Stopwatch Pro. It's an app that you can download, and then, it lets you program your working set and your rest time into it so that it knows when to beep at you. You don't have to mess with your stopwatch. You don't have to keep looking at anything. It'll just beep for you, so it's really nice. And again, we're doing 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And we're starting with that squat to alternating press. So go ahead and get ready.
Starting your top with on workout. Get ready. Exercise.
Go. Press. Switch. Good. Two, one, rest. Good. Next up was that weighted walking march. Two, one, go.
Exercise.
Engaging your core. If you don't feel anything, you need to brace your core. Two, one, rest. Good. And a good cue to help you know how to brace your core is envision you're about to get punched in the stomach. That feeling when you're bracing up, you're getting ready for that impact possibly. That's how it should be. Sorry, next up,
exercise.
Step ups. Go ahead and get into it. Two, one, rest. Good. Next up is our row to kick back. Two, one,
exercise.
Go. Row, kick back, back down, row, squeeze your back, triceps. You can also be in a split stance here, so one foot in front of the other. Two, one, rest. Good. Next up is our kettlebell swings. Go ahead and get ready. Two, one, go.
Exercise.
We don't need to be all the way up here with our swing. We just are focusing on squeezing our glutes and hamstrings on the way up. Two, one, rest. Good. Next up is our mountain climbers on the step or on the ground, whatever works. Go ahead and get ready. Two, one,
exercise.
Go. Trying to go fast, but we're trying to feel it in our abs. Two, one, rest. Next up, last but not least, is our skaters. So go ahead and clear your space. Get ready. 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
Two, 1,
Rest.
rest. Good. That was the end
Workout pause.
of our first circuit. Go ahead and take a little rest, get a drink, and we'll do it again. For the sake of this being just one part, I'm only going to do the one time through with you. So I'm going to take a little breath, and then I'm going to go ahead and get cooled down. I recommend that you do this at least 3 times through. 4 or 5 times through would be great too. So go ahead and rewind and watch it as many times through as you're doing it. And then go ahead and go to the cool down afterwards. All right. For our cool down, if your heart rate's up, which I know mine is, I'm gonna do hands over my head. Nice deep breaths. I'm gonna do a few side to side lunges. Keeping my chest up. Good, my heart rate has lowered quite a bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and swing our arms out. Go ahead and hold it on one side. Switch. Go ahead and cross one foot over the other. And whichever foot is it crossed over in front, take that arm and come over the top. And our gaze is going to be up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and switch. Good. Let's go ahead and do our alternating hamstring. So we're going to start by alternating. On this one, we can hold it. Still breathing. I know sometimes it sounds ridiculous. You're like, of course I'm still breathing, but sometimes while we're holding our stretches, we forget to breathe. I know I do, I'm guilty of it, so go ahead and switch. Should be feeling this in your hamstring of the leg that's straight. Let's go ahead and do our alternating knee hugs again. hold it on this one. Go ahead and rotate your ankle. Rotate it the other way. Good, go ahead and switch legs. Rotate your ankle. Switch sides that you're rotating on. Good. If you are, I know some days I'm super imbalanced and I can't even if I'm staring at something, cannot get myself to balance for the life of me. If that happens to you, you can go up against a wall, piece of furniture, whatever you have to stabilize yourself. Good. Let's go ahead and do our hanging hamstring stretch. So go ahead and bend at the hips. I want you to keep your chin up, looking up at me. Good. From here we can go into frog, so stay right where you were. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see. Hands down to the ground. And then we're using our elbows and our arms to gently push our knees outward. Only as much as feels comfortable for you. Good. From here we can go ahead and do our runner's lunge. So one leg in front, just like this, and then we're going to lunge forward into this stretch. Good. Back to kneeling. Excuse me. And then we can go ahead and switch legs. Good. We can, for our last stretch, come down on the ground. And we're going to cross one leg over the other. Good, go ahead and switch. All right. That is it for our class today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.